So, Colleen Ballinger, aka Miranda Sings, is a content creator on YouTube.com. And she's been around for quite a long fucking time. And she has also quite the checkered history. In case you've been under a rock, she got exposed for doing a lot of really fucking bad shit. And this shit is kind of old. And I'll get to that in a second. But a lot of the stuff that people, a lot of the stuff that's sort of resurfacing is shit that happened like back in 2016, back in 2017, like a couple fucking years ago, a decent amount of time ago, like almost a decade ago. To me, that really just goes to show how deep rooted this entire fucking issue really goes. People don't just wake up one day and decide to sexually exploit children. This kind of problem, it has to have had existed for a while. In case you don't know, give the quick breakdown of what she's been accused of. She's been accused of many things. Many of them there's video evidence, there's screenshots of it all. She has been very inappropriate with minors, to put it lightly. So far, from what we know of, because there's screenshots backing it up, she has asked whether or not a 13-year-old, or I think they were 13, they might have been 13 or 14, maybe 15. Point is, she asked a minor their virginity status. She's also asked what's their favorite sex position. She's also brought children up on stage, had them spread their legs in front of an audience. She's also had a little boy reach into her fucking pants in front of a live audience. And a lot of this stuff has happened in front of people, where there was also a live stream that she did with her friend Cody DeSoto. Her friend Corey DeSoto, where they're laughing and joking on this live stream in front of like hundreds, like a couple thousand people. And she's like, "Hey Corey, how funny would it be if we took your lingerie that you're wearing under your clothes right now and we just sent it to a 13-year-old boy? How funny would that be?" Watching these clips, one question keeps popping in my head. This wasn't hidden. This stuff didn't happen in private. A lot of this shit is public and was live in front of hundreds of people, and not a single fucking one said anything. I think if anything, this whole Colleen Ballinger situation really goes to show that the most fucking disgusting, vile fucking people are right in front of you and are doing that shit right in front of you. And just some people just don't say anything. And it blows my fucking mind, right? There were adults with their children on those live performances, and not a single person had a complaint. Another fucking point of this whole drama: women who are predators, it pretty much just confirms it to me. They could just get away with anything. You could probably have a stage, have a kid get by a woman right in front of everyone, and nobody would say or do a fucking thing. Obviously, I'm being hyperbolic, but holy fucking shit, how far off are we really from that when she has kids having them dig their fucking hands into her pants and having them spread their fucking legs in front of hundreds of people to embarrass them? How far off? How far off are we really? This is some fucking, like, goddamn Orwellian shit. Like, this is something straight out of, like, a fucking horror novel, where it's like, I feel like I'm stuck in a fucking crazy world where shit like that can happen in front of hundreds of people and not a single fucking person says anything about it. And it takes years for these victims to muster up the courage to actually say something. To actually say, you know what? I actually wasn't okay with that. And she never asked me if I was. Just good fucking Lord. I also want to say something about the parents in these sort of situations. Okay, I almost said something really awful, actually. You need to take better care of your fucking kids. Because I could not imagine a world where, or actually, no, I don't need to imagine it. I actually remember my younger sister was actually a fan of Colleen Ballinger. She was actually a fan of Miranda Sings. Now, thankfully, she grew out of it before she got sucked in too deep. But, you know, my parents didn't really watch her shit. And they thought, oh, most of it's kid friendly. Okay, you're fine watching that. She was like 14 years old or something like that. Go, yeah, sure, go ahead. Go watch it. She was, I think, 14, 12 maybe. This was like back in 2016. Yeah, just go ahead and watch it. Just go ahead. Yeah, oh, it's whatever. But her videos apparently are like chock full of just really fucking inappropriate things. And it's just been out there in front of people for everyone to see, and nobody said a thing. Nobody said a fucking word until now at least. When the victims actually realized what they went through and was like, I just had my boundaries violated in front of hundreds of people, and it was made out as like it was a fucking joke. It kind of blows my mind how some parents will walk their kids into being victimized like that. They will take their kid's hand and walk them straight into being victimized by a fucking predator. It's insane. I don't have too much about I don't have too much to say about this Colleen Ballinger person other than I hope your face finds a nice fucking place in the pit of a fucking wood chipper, okay? I can't say anything else. There's nothing else I could fucking say. This shit just happened in front of so many people and nobody said anything. Nobody said a fucking thing. That these acts and these jokes were being performed in front of a live audience like 5 years ago. It really speaks to the complete and willful ignorance of parents in the modern day, right? My parents never really watched me too fucking much about my internet access. Now, thankfully, I didn't come across anything too fucked up on the internet during my excavation, so to speak, when I was a kid. Now, that never stopped anything fucked up happening to me in real life, though. But, it is what it is. But, there was a moment. This might sound irrelevant, but this speaks to the larger point of the video. There was a moment that I kind of laughed at for a while, but after looking back on it, it was actually fucking terrifying how close I was to being victimized, and so easily too. Let me set the scene. I don't have this in my script. I'm just going off at this point. So, when I was like 14, 15, I had a very girly sounding voice. And I had a mic that made it sound even more girly. And playing on Call of Duty and stuff like that, playing Black Ops 2, I just got so sick and tired of correcting people. No, I'm not a girl, I'm a dude, okay? I'm a guy. I got so sick and tired of correcting people that I just said, fuck it. You know what? Fine. Yeah, I'll run with it. Yeah, I'm a girl. Sure. Why not? I thought it was funny, that I would fuck with people, because they think they hear a girl and they think they can't talk shit, and then I'm talking shit, and like people are like, oh fuck, I didn't expect that. Got a lot of people really fucking mad. Got told to go back to the kitchen tons of fucking times. But there was an instance where I came across this small little group of friends who were playing in a public lobby, talking, shooting the shit, and this one dude was laughing a bit too hard at my jokes now that I look back on it. But, he said stuff like, wow, you're so funny, you're so chill. I didn't know girls played, video games, or like something like that, where it was just like, oh, like very, put a lot of emphasis on how, wow, you're a girl and you're playing video games. That's so cool. You're so cool, and oh, that's a cute laugh or whatever, and I would awkwardly laugh to myself. I would mute my mic obviously when I was laughing, but like it made me feel uncomfortable though. It made me really feel uncomfortable. I didn't really not necessarily know how to feel about it, but I was vibing with the other people in that group, and I decided to join it. I decided to be like an active member in that group, and Black Ops 2. It's kind of crazy how that shit kind of happens, but it did. And I was a part of this group for I want to say almost like half a year. Being fairly active, every day after school, and I wasn't lying about my age either. I was like, yeah, I'm like 15. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was like 15, 14, yeah, I'm that age, blah, 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 some of the other people did sound like they were kind of around my age. Some people sounded a little older. The dude who I now know was flirting with me sounded pretty fucking old. Like, I want to say in his mid 20s. And he was trying to get closer and closer and closer, more personal. He bought me things, he bought me like skins in the game or whatever. I don't think he did, but he said he kept wanting to buy me things, kept showering me compliments, dragging me into private calls and stuff like that, like one-on-one chats, and I don't know why I ran with it for so fucking long, but now looking back on it, that dude was grooming me 100%. I do remember him making very fucking weird comments, about like, oh, I bet you look so pretty. I bet you look so gorgeous, and stuff like that. I bet you make all kinds of dudes jealous or whatever, or I bet you make all kinds of girls jealous or some shit. And I was laughing my ass off the whole time. I'm like, this dude actually thinks I'm a girl. But again, looking back on it, motherfucker was absolutely grooming me 100%. Now, luckily, I got out before he made more forward advancements, because he kept asking for like more personal chats. Like, he kept asking for, we used back in my day, we used Skype. He wanted to see pictures of me, and when he kept pushing and pushing and pushing, eventually said, all right, I'm gonna break it. I'm just like, I'm just lying to you. I was a guy the whole time, and I left the chat and like never talked to the dude ever again, and he never said a fucking word to me either. But yeah, like in hindsight, that was super dangerous. And that happened all while my parents were walking in and out of the room sometimes, because we had a TV in the living room, in sort of the middle of the house. So they would walk in and out and, hear me talking shit, hear me shooting the shit with people, but they never knew that whole time that the dude I was talking to the most was grooming me. And they had not a fucking clue. I'm lucky in that sense. And it's terrifying to think how unlucky most people are in circumstances like that. It's horrifying. It can happen in something so innocuous like a Call of Duty lobby. And you as a parent will have no fucking clue, because you don't bother to get involved in your kid's life. You don't bother to actually understand the content that they're consuming and the importance of you as a parent in sort of administrating, sort of moderating what they're consuming. Because your child is a fucking goddamn bullseye going around on the internet, just waiting to get fucking hit. Like, and your child will be victimized and you won't even know about it until they're an adult and they start talking about what was going on when they were a kid. So let that be a lesson for you. My audience is mainly people my age, but I know damn well if I ever decide to have kids, dude, they're not going on the internet until they're like fucking like 15 at least. I'm not gonna allow them to have any sort of an account. Not they can watch YouTube or whatever, right? But I'm gonna know what they're watching at all times. I'm gonna try to be able to know at least their watch history or something. There needs to be a more active participation that parents need to do in their fucking kids' life, right? Because Colleen Ballinger should have never had a single victim. She should have it was such an open secret. It was such an open secret. It should have never fucking happened. It should have been quashed day one. But because parents don't give a fuck, it happened over and over and over and over again. Bro. White women try to be crazy challenge impossible. That's the end of the video. I don't know. There's no way to make this lighthearted. There's no way to make, these zingers here and there. That doesn't exist with a topic like this. It makes me feel so dirty. It makes me feel so fucking filthy that I exist in this space and children are being victimized constantly. And there's nothing I could do about it, but complain on the internet to 500 people, which thanks for that, but I really wish there was like this, I want something to change with this shit. I want something to change. I want something. And it sucks too, because I'm thinking, well, the only way I'm gonna get this big movement, the only way that a big movement is going to happen where parents are a lot more proactive in caring about their kids, if something really fucking bad happens, like way worse than this shit, way worse than Hypnotist Sappho, way worse than fucking, way worse than anything that we've ever heard before. And it's gonna involve a lot of fucking kids. And it's gonna be real fucking bad. It's gonna shake the fucking internet. And that's the only time you will see people actually giving a fuck about moderation, actually stepping into their kids' lives and watching the kind of content they're consuming on the internet. It sucks, but I feel like that's the only fucking way, because that's what you notice throughout history too. Anytime there's a serious issue that's going on, it only takes up until the last fucking second for people to start caring, and then it's too late. It's like, oh, we could have cared about this 10 years ago, and then this shit would have never fucking happened. But it did, right? That's all I gotta say, man. Leave a like, share the video. I tried to be informative. I tried to be, it's kind of hard, listen, okay, if you're coming to this fucking channel expecting some high tier, like, fucking video essay, you're not gonna get that here. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm more like a ranting kind of person. All right, that's who I am. So, but it's more of background audio. Okay, I don't really have a setup right now where I can have gameplay or like fucking like people chopping up bars of soap and fucking Subway Surfers in the background. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, that's not this channel. This channel is more of like background audio. Okay, so if you're into that, leave a like and subscribe, because I'm going to make more of that shit, in the occasional gaming video. I actually really enjoyed making that SCP video. I didn't really expect it to do any views, and it didn't, but it was fun to make, and you should watch it, because I worked hard on it. It's pretty funny. It's pretty fun. I wish I had more footage to work with, but, game's kind of mid, not going to lie. Leave a like and subscribe, dude.